What is up? Welcome to what might be the first vlog for our racing hobby, passion, or obsession. Observe and analyze how you wish. So nevertheless, I wanted to give you guys a little bit more of an inside look about the driver behind the car and a little bit about the work and preparation that goes into this. It is a lot more involved than maybe some people from the outside might think, and that's why it takes a little bit more than just a hobby to really get out there and do this. Without further ado, my name is Michael. This is Ike. Welcome to the Mike and Ike Show. One of the first projects we have lined up for ourselves is going to be a gas tank change. We're doing a little bit of research. It is highly involved. Pretty much rear end of the car is coming out. So it's going to be a long day for us. We'll be down at the local Subaru dealership, get to it and follow up once we're at the shop. We made it to the shop here. We didn't get any great videos, so I'm going to do a little bit of voiceover, but this is the old tank all the way out, and it involved quite a bit of work, a little ridiculous. That includes the subframe, the rear differential, drivetrain, exhaust, axles, lateral links, all sorts of crap. All right, so new tank is on the transmission jack. Everything's out. So now we're going to put it back in and put all these parts back together. We'll compare and contrast for you. This is the old O2. This is the new one. New tank is in. It does look considerably better than the old. There's no huge dents, and hopefully we'll avoid those in the future, but that should help us avoid the fuel cut issue that we were seeing on stage. Ultimately get some faster times. Moment of truth. The car's back together, underbody's tightened up. We're gonna start her up, pull her out. Just put in about 4 gallons in the new STI tank. So see how she goes. This is always the hard part. Turn on the electric here. Hearing the pump prime, so that's a good sign. That's a start, ladies and gentlemen. That's all good. So we'll go and back her up. The time a little later than we expected, but that's about what we expected. Super successful day yesterday. It was a long one. Didn't get back here until about 10:30. But all in all, that means we're checking off this one. That was a big guy. While we were out there, she got the O2 sensor changed as well. Got the SERP belt done. Really, the big things are done. We have the jack stand. We'll be talking to the mechanic today to see when we can get that lug nut welded on. It's in good shape. We are at the car spa, which contrary to belief is not a detail shop. It's actually a mechanical repair shop. And the owner here, his name's Brandon. He actually does the amateur rallycross racing, which we started out with. That's how we got to know him. He has a Subaru that's pretty much identical to mine, minus all the stage rally parts. He's gonna be in here this week for oil change, quick look over, exhaust gaskets, making sure it's just all cleaned up and good to go for Tour de Force in a little bit less than 2 weeks away. Always looks good sitting out here. We'll do a little bit of work on the truck while this is here this week, and hopefully have it back by this weekend to be cleaning out the interior and getting it polished up, ready to rock for tour. We are back at it tonight. It is the truck, also known as the Raptard. But anyways, long story short, we changed our brakes just a couple months ago and resurfaced the rotors, but it looks like we didn't get all the warp out of it, because I'm still getting some pretty bad shape when we're braking, and that's never fun for towing. So jacked up, wheels already broke. We're gonna get these lugs off, take the caliper off, we hammer off the rotor, throw on the new ones, fresh set of ceramic pads. All in all, should get us the braking force to feel comfortable as we tow to the race here in 10 more days. Certainly burning daylight, as it took us forever to find our 21, which turns out was in the first box we took out. We should have just looked harder. Busy week. We got the car back from the car spa. It was fairly uneventful. In case you guys are curious, the car spa. What he did was essentially some exhaust gaskets, quick oil change for us. He welded a nut onto the jack, so I guess we'll show you that. Those are the fresh Hoosers that just came in. We'll begin those mounting this week. Right, so we had a productive day, just wrapping up some chores really on the car. Cleaned out the interior, both the truck and the race car. The race car, we actually repainted a little bit of the floor just because we got some water in it. It was rusting, so cleaned that off as best we could, and then got some clear coat over that, and then some more white. Looks as good as it's gonna for the race car. A toolbox all organized, everything's in there. We got bat bags all good to go. Metal zip ties are in there. Went through our fluids. Miscellaneous specialty tools, if you will. And then these are all of our spare parts. So we organized all that today, and we should be ready to go and just load it up into the truck when we have some time after work. The last update of the day is mounting those, and these will end up on the front. And again, what's on the front right now will end up on the back. Bring this back inside to our checklist. They're now mounted. Pam here, who we did call, did that leg to the jack, and it turns out I think that base will be just fine. So that's all ready to go. He changed the oil for us. Interior and tool check is done. We added the metal zip ties and mount portability. We're gonna wait until we know what Rusty's setup is there. As far as the truck goes, last week we did replace the front rotors. Pressure wash, clean the interior was done today, and then we just got to load up. And then logistics, that's pretty much already done, but Rusty and I are actually about to get into our video recce, if you will, to make the notes as the best we can, because we have a very limited time on race day. Got the GoPro out, obviously got the camera set up, got Rusty over there saying hello. We're about to get started on some video recce. We're in the garage right now. We were able to load up all the tools and everything in the truck yesterday, except for tires and gas tanks, which will go into Rusty, our co-driver's car, and we'll bring inside here as we get everything else charged up and the last final things checked off our list. Back at our checklist, got to make sure we checked all the boxes. Here for the Subaru, got through it all. For the truck, we were able to load up the majority of what we needed to yesterday. So what we're doing right now is we're just getting everything on the charger. Nice bar, has one from the top, both sides. So if it gets dark out, we'll have those lights. We got some extra work gloves in there. Wave spec bag is actually our GoPro. These are the little shop lights. These are the portable chargers that we'll bring. This is going to be for the GoPro that's fixed to the back of the roll cage. This guy will be for Rusty's trip meter. We just pulled out the safety equipment, and we're about to get it all packed up. Race suit, undergarments that are also fireproof. Time to get everything loaded in. A little bit of effort later. Rusty's here. I'm here. Raptor's over there. We're about to get the race car out. A little change of plans for the race, so we're going to unload some of the tools back in the garage. Show you guys the trailer, get all loaded up here shortly. We are all packed up. Obviously, sun is pretty much down, but Rusty's trailer's looking good. Rusty's looking good. We're going to hit the road. Got about an hour and a half. We're probably going to call a hotel just to let them know we're running late. It's currently about 7:45, and we're off to a ripping start.
Yep, this got long night written all over it.
We've made it. It's about 10 p.m., just a few minutes till. Parked. Bike's looking good, held up well on the road. Excited to be here. Race evening, but the work does continue. So we're curious what recce review looks like, / video recce. Good times. Rusty cleans up the notes. Here is the glorious hotel room. All right, good morning. It's race day. We are showered up, getting out of the hotel, loading up the final gear there. Ready to rock. We are checked in. We got the car unloaded. We're just about to take the car through scrutineering, so we're putting all the safety gear in the back here. Get the final check box locked and loaded. Ready to go. Car's looking good. We're through scrutineering. Rusty's walking back over there. We got probably just about 20 more minutes or so, and then we'll hit the road out to MTC, which is the time check-in for the first stage. So Rusty and I are just waiting to go into the time control. That yellow sign you see right there is the entrance, I guess you could say. That pink is the time card, which we'll hand them once we get to the red sign. And then they'll give us our start minute before we roll up to the start and get our engines going. I did forget to mention one step. Before we pull up to the start, these guys make sure our helmets are tight, seatbelts are on, the Hans is fastened to the helmet, so we're safe, and then we pull up the start line. And we're off. I find out quickly it is very marbly out there. We forgot to air down our tires, which means our tire pressure is high and the grip is low. I also did not warm up the brakes on our transit out to this first stage. So by the time we were approaching this third corner, things are already looking pretty dicey. We realize we're kind of on skates. Can't do much about that before we get off stage and air down before the next. So just gonna keep our focus and drive as controlled as we can through this. Already seeing some dust from that Mustang in front of us. You guys might have caught a glimpse of that. I haven't seen it before. This is just the first stage. We'll show you a few others. This is our second pass of what you guys just saw there, which is actually our third run. But as we come up to that corner that got us out last time right here, you can see we're going faster. We managed to keep it on the road, and now that little ravine, simply better grip on the tires, everything's a little bit warmer, and we're off to rip and start. Favorite sections, decently high speed S-turns and the weight transfer going back and forth, trying to get the slides out ahead of time so that we're pointing straight through the apex. So here's some footage of the same corner you just watched the onboard of from Muley Media. Check it out. This is our fourth and final run. You guys can see that the dust is pretty thick. As we continue through the stage, it continues to be pretty gnarly. So keep watching. Yeah, I'm gonna let that speak for itself. On top of the dust that we were dealing with, once we get into the clearing here, we start to hear and feel a pretty violent noise. Not really sure what it was, still not sure, probably just a rock caught up in the axle or brake. We did feel like the brakes kind of went to the floor there for a second, but everything seemed to snap back into action a little bit later. Here we find ourselves back in the funnel Scandy Flick area, but in not too long, we're back in the thick of the dust. Another cool clip where we got some footage of this same corner just from outside the car that I'll show you here shortly from the team at Muley Media. If you guys are interested in seeing more onboard footage, feel free to check out my channel. I do have full-length videos up there of multiple rally events. And here we are at Flying Finish, last stage of the day. Somehow Ashley brought us home our first stage rally podium. We got third place in our naturally aspirated all-wheel drive class. So we are back. We got the car tucked in. Rusty and I made it back fairly late in the evening yesterday. Got it jacked up, popped the hood. It was dusty. No hydro brake yet, but we're getting by without it. Tires held up. These were the new ones. That gasket right there never really holds up. Got a little bit of fuel cut, but overall it was good. This is where the magic happened. Pretty happy with the results. All right, just want to say thank you guys so much for watching the first vlog. Hope it wasn't too awkward or uncomfortable. We'll work on the quality, the editing, the audio, all that jazz, but let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you liked it, leave a thumbs up or even subscribe. Maybe this is something that we'll keep on doing. The tour was a great event. We have another one coming up, but it will be a little ways, likely next April. It's give us about 6 months or so. Make some big changes on the car, working on our driver mod a little bit. So any questions, just let us know. You can always find us on Instagram as well. We'll catch you guys next time.